Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people who don't conform to any specific gender, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Jurassic Park Yosemite. My name is PBP, and I will be your tour guide for today. So, for starters, I hope you guys had a relaxing trip from the departure center in Pennsylvania. So when you first exit this here helipad, you'll be greeted by this giant banner, "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth." And right up ahead, you'll be greeted by the visitor center, where you can go in and you can learn a little bit more about the dinosaurs, as well as the process of cloning the dinosaurs. So, to start, I think it's important to get you guys familiarized with the park. So throughout the park, we have several guest sections, which contain shelters, in case there is ever an emergency. So this is what these shelters look like. So in case there were ever an emergency, you would want to find a structure that looks a lot like this. Yeah. So these are your toilets, which, yes, there are toilets located in some of the buildings, but if you ever need to just, go to the restroom in the middle of nowhere, then you would use one of these restroom facilities. And throughout the park, we have several food, drink, and shopping amenities to provide any guest needs. On top of that, we have several hotels. So, for example, we have a few hotels over here that provide a very captivating view of the landscape here in Yosemite National Park. Man, look at that view. It's quite something. As well as these safari lodges, which do pretty much the same thing. Alright, so now that we're familiarized with the area, let's go see some dinosaurs. So, to start, right over here, past the amenities, there's a path that will lead you to one of many guest plazas throughout the park, so guests can take a seat, enjoy some food from the amenities, or they could go into one of our state-of-the-art viewing galleries to see some dinosaurs. So, specifically, we will be traveling back to the late Cretaceous in the Prince Creek Formation, which is located in modern-day Alaska, to see probably the top carnivore in the Prince Creek Formation, the Nanuqsaurus. So you can see one right over here. So there should be 5 individual Nanuqsauruses in this enclosure. And so if there's ever a time where you aren't able to see a dinosaur, don't worry, I will make sure to add in some cinematics that I took earlier on. So then, not only that, but right over here, we have an underground tunnel system that will take you to a massive enclosure for some Prince Creek herbivores. Let's see if we can see any. Right over here, you can see a couple Edmontosaurus in the distance. You can also see a Pachyrhinosaurus right over there. And then somewhere in this enclosure, there should also be a couple of Alaskacephali. So they don't seem to be visible right now, so later on I will show some cinematics, probably during the tour, which is a pretty long tour, might I add. Okay, so now we're back in front of the visitor center, and before we enter the tour, I'm just going to take you right over here to another one of our guest plazas. This one's got a little bit more amenities and not as much path art, but yeah. So honestly, thinking about it, what I can probably do is I can probably add in some other decorations along this blank concrete wall. So, yeah, just taking little notes to myself on how I can improve this park for top guest experience. So, we've got one of many fountains over here, spared no expense with these decorations. And this remote viewing gallery will take you to Cretaceous, Utah. So sticking with the Cretaceous period, only moving down south into modern day Utah. Where in here you can see... Ooh, right over here you can kind of see the body of a Utah ceratops. In fact, you can see a couple more in the distance. In here there should be 10 Utah ceratops. And somewhere in this enclosure should be 9 Echinocephalus. Ooh, there's one over there. You can kind of see it. But like I said, I'll make sure to include some cinematics. And then right over here, we have got a viewing tower. So that we can get a bird's eye view of all that this park has to offer. Alright, so we've just gotten on the tour, and so to your right, you can get a view of our Nanosaurus enclosure. And right up ahead, you can see the Jurassic Park gates. Okay, so because the tour is very lengthy, I think I'm going to speed it up from here on out, and I'm just going to talk over it. So to your right, you can see some Nanosaurus. Hopefully, the water's right by the edge of the fence, so that way it can attract them. And to your left, you can see that exhibit with the Pachyrhinosaurus, Edmontosaurus, and Alaskacephalae combo. Alright, so this is our first little pit stop, where guests can get some waffles, as well as some other stuff, like, I think this is coffee. Yes, this is coffee. As well as, they can check into their hotel. So if this is your hotel, feel free to check in now. But anyways, so there's a shop right up here. This area, yeah, like the last area, a little bit lacking with the path art. In fact, even more so. Got some stuff over here. Shopping amenities. Right in here. This leads you to our second remote viewing gallery into the Prince Creek Formation. So, this is more like in the forest. So, if you're lucky, you'll be able to see a dinosaur. But if not, then you can also go into one out of 2 viewing towers. So let's see. Can I see anything? Ooh, there's a bunch of Edmontosaurus over there. Anything else? Not that I can see from here. But yeah, you can definitely see some Edmontosaurus from here. So then, we're gonna mosey on down, right through here. There's some forest, so we really wanted to try and, like, preserve some of the nature here at Jurassic Park Yosemite by, keeping a lot of the forests the way they are. And right in here, we are heading back to the early Jurassic in the Hansen Formation of modern-day Antarctica. So, right in here, if you're lucky, you can get a view of the Cryolophosaurus. I think you can see one right over there in the water. Ooh, you can see one in the forest, too. Ooh, and there's some right over there. And right over here, you can get a sneak peek of the Glacialosaurus enclosure. So, you can sort of get a sneak peek from here. If not, then you'll be able to see it at our next pit stop, which is where we will be heading right now. Alright, so this section of the tour should hopefully give you a better view of both the Cryolophosaurus enclosure as well as the Glacialosaurus enclosure to your left. And of course, it will bring you to the rest of the park. I do apologize for the sudden changes in the lighting. I ended up recording this tour in different intervals of the day because it ended up being so long. Alright, so pit stop number 2 is the biggest of our guest sections here at Jurassic Park Yosemite. So we're gonna go this way first. So right up here we've got some more amenities, as well as a toilets facility. But right over here we've got some viewing towers that can look into the Glacialosaurus enclosure. So let's go right down here. Right in here, you can hopefully see some Glacialosaurus. Anything? Ooh, there's one. Ooh, there's a few of them. Yeah, you can actually get a pretty nice view of the Glacialosaurus. They're a little bit farther away, but you know what? This is a pretty nice view. So then, back at the tour stop, right over here, there's another path that leads to some other dinosaurs. So we're going back to Cretaceous, Utah, with a second enclosure for some herbivores. So first of all, we've got plenty of hotels. So if you checked into any one of these hotels, then feel free to go drop off your luggages. We've got some more viewing towers to get a good view into the herbivore enclosure. Right over here, you can see some Parasaurolophus of the subspecies P. Pseudocristatus from modern-day Utah, as well as some Nasutoceratops. So, right up here, you can get a nice bird's-eye view, but if you ever want to get a closer view of the dinosaurs, then you can hop into a dome viewing gallery right in here. Anything? Any good views? Ooh, there's a view. But other than that, not too much. And if I remember correctly, somewhere over here there's also a log viewing gallery. Yeah, log viewing gallery. So there's a tower right over here that provides another bird's eye view. Man, look at all those parasaurs. And right over here is a log viewing gallery into the same enclosure. Nothing here. Anything here? Nah, not really. Ooh, there's one. Right at the corner. Alright, so back at the little intersection, if you guys are getting hungry, you guys can, stop by some more guest amenities. So food, shopping, clothing. Right over here is one of our more exquisite plazas. So we've got some seating right over here to look at this beautiful Spinosaurus skeleton. We've also got several more hotels that you guys can check into. Got another little guest plaza with a fountain. And, right over here is where you can, take a little bit of a picture with this, Jurassic Park rock. But yeah, so this plaza is pretty massive with several, guest amenities to, provide, maximum guest comforts. So then we're gonna exit right through here. There's a little bit of a hill. This is all like staff stuff, so like ranger station, power, grid. And then right over here, we will be entering the Cloverleaf Formation in modern-day Wyoming and Montana. So we've got several viewing towers. And right in here, you can hear one of our dinosaurs. Can you see them? From here, not really. Ooh, you can kind of see them. We have the Sauroposeidon. So there should be 6 Sauroposeidons in here. We have several more viewing towers. But even if you can't see the dinosaurs from the viewing towers, you will surely be able to see them via the zip line. So this zip line will be taking you to our next little guest section. So ready? Whee! So down there, ooh, you can see another one of our dinosaurs, the Tenontosaurus. So there should be 12 Tenontosaurus in here. Ooh, as well as some more Sauroposeidons. So pretty. Wahoo! I sound so dead inside. But yeah, so you can see some more Tenontosaurus grazing on the cycads. And right over here, we've got another guest section with some amenities, some viewing towers, as well as some viewing galleries. So, got a nice little plaza over here with some fountains, some planters. Got some very fluffy bushes. Got another hotel. Trying to think, what else? Right over here, another viewing tower, and hopefully over here you can see. Oh, you can kind of see them right over here. Right over here, you can see some of our Sauropeltas. Almost called them Polacanthus for a second. No, these are Sauropeltas. So we have 5 Sauropeltas in here. But anyways, so, yeah, let's head back. Let's head back to the tour. But first, let's go on the zipline one more time. Whee! Look at all the dinosaurs. It is quite the experience, I must say. I almost forgot that before we enter the tour, we have one more dinosaur we need to see. Right in here, we have an enclosure for probably the top predator of the Cloverleaf Formation. We have, drumroll please. Can't really see him in here, but somewhere in here is the Acrocanthosaurus. Ooh, you can see one over by the river. Don't worry, like I said, I'll sprinkle in some cinematics, probably during the tour. Alright, so I hope you guys used the bathroom before we, enter the tour, because this is going to be quite the ride. So, to your, right, you should see the enclosure with the Nasudos and the Parasaurolophus. To your left is the enclosure with the Utaceratops and Echinocephalus, that we saw at the beginning of the tour. So then to your left right now, you can see some carnivore enclosures. I'll get into a little bit more detail of what's in them later. But to your right, you can now see the Acrocanthosaurus enclosure that we just saw before entering the tour. And coming up ahead, you can see the big herbivore exhibit with Tenontosaurus, Sauropelta, and Sauroposeidon. Yeah, you can get a good view of the Sauropelta, and right up ahead is our next pit stop. Alright, so this is pit stop number 3, technically. So we've got even more guest amenities. Right over here, we've got a nice little plaza, with fountains and seating. Man, we spared no expense with these plazas. And right in here, our last dinosaur from the Cloverleaf Formation, we have got nothing. I'm kidding. In here should be 7 Deinonychus. They're probably all gathered by the watering hole, which is on the other side of the habitat. So let's see if we can see them from the town. Ooh, I can see one walking over to the water, and I can see a few gathered at the water. But there should be 7 in total here. So, yeah, like I mentioned previously, I will make sure to add in plenty of cinematics. So now we will be heading over back to Cretaceous, Utah, where right over here we've got some viewing for right over there. You can kind of see it, the Utah Raptor. So there should be 6 Utah Raptors in here. There is another viewing gallery for them in this park, so we will be heading over there. So this guest section is connected with another guest section, so right over here. So this technically has like 2 tour stops, and right over here we will now be heading to the Tagulu group in China, where right in here we have got only pterosaur in the park, the Zungaripterus. You can't. Ooh, there's one right here, flying about. Looks like it's about to land. We'll be able to get a better view from one of the other viewing galleries. But yeah, so we've got plenty of amenities. And right in here should be where we can get the best view of the Zungaripterus. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can kind of see them. Yeah, there's 3 over by those rocks. But anyways, so, before we continue in the Tagulu group, we've got some guest seating. It's a little bit on an incline, so, yeah, I do apologize for the incline. Right over here, we've got some more dinosaurs from Cretaceous, Utah. So let's just cross on over. We've got another viewing gallery for the Utah Raptor up ahead, so we'll be going to that first. Let's see, are we gonna get lucky and see some Utah Raptors? No. It's okay, I'll make sure to put in some cinematics of Utah Raptors. Ooh, you can see one right over there. But, like I said, I'll make sure to put in some good cinematics. So then, right over here, we've got another viewing tower. Yes, there's so many viewing towers. But, I mean, for good reason, because a lot of these dinosaurs are, like, pretty far away. So, right here, this is for the Talos sampsoni, which is a troodontid from Cretaceous, Utah. So you can kind of get a good view of them. Ooh, you can see them by the meat feeder. I'll make sure to put in some cinematics. And so now we will be heading along this path to continue with the Tagulu group. So we've got another hotel over here. So if this is your hotel, then feel free to check in and have a good night, as it is nighttime. But right in here, we've got the only stegosaur in the park, the Werehosaurus. Ooh, and they're all gathered by the watering hole. And right over there, there's a little island in the lake. Yeah, so there's a bunch of these guys. So, And so then we're gonna head right across this path. Isn't really much here, just a restroom and a shelter. But right over here, we've got a viewing tower for... Can't really see them in here, but in here we've got 5 Kelmyosaurus, which was a Carcharodontosaur from the Tagulu group. Okay, so we just got on via the second tour stop. Yes, there's 2 tour stops in the area. To your right, you can see the Weresaurus enclosure, and to your left, you can see the Kelmyosaurus enclosure. So the idea with that section is that there's 2 tour stops that are connected via a little bit of tour. It just gives you better view into the Utah Raptor enclosure, and it also circles past the aviary as well. Alright, so this is the last pit stop of the park. So, right in here, you're taken back to Cretaceous, Australia. So, we've got 2 hotels, I think we have over here. And right in here, we have some viewing towers for the Mutaburosaurus. You can see a bunch of them right over here by the watering hole. And there's also some by the log viewing gallery, which the entrance is right over here. Yeah. Ooh, this is a really nice view of the Mutaburosaurus, I must say. So then, last dinosaur, closing things off with a bang. We've got several guest amenities. It's once again one big loop. They're all lined up over here. And right in here, we have got an enclosure for the Australovenator. Ooh, that is a nice view. That is a really nice view. Perfect way to end off the park tour. So now all we have to do is get back on the tour and head back to the entrance of the park. And with that being said, that is going to wrap up the tour of Jurassic Park Yosemite. So, hope you guys enjoyed that tour. If you guys want to keep up to date with new resorts that will open pretty soon, then make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to stay tuned to any more Jurassic Park builds. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.